SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Sources tell ESPN's Diana Rossini Giants running back Saquon Barkley's availability for the season opener will be in serious question if he doesn't reach a long-term deal with the team by Monday's 4 Eastern deadline. Sides do remain at a stalemate. This offseason, the Giants signed quarterback Daniel Jones to a 4-year contract and put the franchise tag on Barkley. ESPN NFL analyst Louis Riddick.
History has shown that it's just not a very wise investment to go above market in terms of signing a running back to a second contract, considering the kind of success teams have had with cheaper, younger, more affordable running backs who don't have the kind of injury history that Saquon Barkley has.
Louis Riddick on ESPN Radio Afternoons. Barkley struggled with injuries in the 2019, 2020, and 2021 seasons. From ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Jets have been selected to serve as this year's team on HBO's Hard Knocks. Rising American tennis star Christopher Eubanks' joyride at Wimbledon ended in the quarterfinals today. Lost in 5 sets to Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev will play Carlos Alcaraz in the semis. Alcaraz beat Holger Rune in straight sets.
Yo, it's Jay Williams. Coming up Thursday, the NBA win totals for next season are out and about, and I'll tell you how many games your team will win. It all begins at 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid! Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tumplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Let's hump, everybody. Draft is in the rearview mirror.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Yesterday was a sprint.
Hump day.
Today, we catch our breath and assess the damage.
It's hump day.
And for LSU, there's not much of it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Garth Brooks is coming back.
Hump day.
On the opening weekend of college football.
It's hump day.
No, he's not. What?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Idiot.
Hump day.
Big 12 media days underway.
It's hump day.
We got Bourbon Dictionary.
Mike. What day is it,
We
Mike?
got overrated, underrated.
Hump day.
We got Pluckers trivia.
It's hump day.
We got a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's start the show today as we start every single day on AFR.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, so the MLB draft now is in the rearview mirror. LSU has a program record 13 players taken, and now we sit back and assess what the roster will look like. Of course, yesterday the draft was coming to its sprinting to the finish and through the tape as we were on air with an evening to make phone calls and sort of assess everything that we know. Here's a sort of a broad overview of what LSU's roster for 2024 looks like right now. And then we'll look at what it could look like in the next coming 2 weeks. So here is a list. Well, let me first say this. Remember a few months back, the NCAA approved the 40-man roster for next academic and athletic year. So 2023-2024, college baseball will have a 40-man roster. And they also approved spreading the 11.7 scholarships, which is still a joke, over 32 players instead of the capped 27 players. That's technical, and it doesn't really matter. Just keep in mind, and I'm going to try to keep this broad strokes so as not to go too deep into the weeds. It could be confusing. So here's just remember this. You got 40 players for next year. 40 spots. You've got 25 players right now from this last year's team that are likely to return, barring something unforeseen. I'll run through them alphabetically, okay, just very quickly. Ackenhausen, Appleby, Bronzini, Bucknam, Collins, Dutton, Fry, Guidry, Helmers, Herring, Hurd, Jones, Kling, Milazzo, Moffitt, Neal, Napolt, Newt, McPaul, Pearson, Primo, Rudell, Shores, Travinsky, and Tommy White. That's 25. We good with that number, Use? Okay. You check me if I say anything that I'm wrong on. I said 25. Now, keep in mind, the 25 names I just read to you, there may be some attrition. You may still have guys enter the portal. You may have guys get processed, for lack of a better way of saying it, a polite way of saying it. But 25, okay? Of your freshman class, I told you last week that there's 3 guys that are going the JUCO route. And you lost 1 to the draft. Blake Mitchell, the catcher who went 8th overall. That leaves you with 11. So 11 players from this signing class. And yes, I am saying Jake Brown, Cameron Johnson, they're coming to school. Ashton Larson, I'm saying they're coming to school. Because where they were selected, we'll get to this in a minute, I'm not sure there's a real legitimate chance, barring something dramatically unforeseen with guys at the top of the draft. I'm not seeing a real path for those guys to sign. I'll come back to that, okay? So 25 returning players, 11 freshmen. I'm not good at math. That's 36, right? We're good on that so far, 36? And 4 transfers. Braswell, Woods, Lower, and Jump. You got 4 so far. That puts you at 40. Okay, you are at 40 right now. Y'all know good and damn well Jay Johnson ain't done in the portal, okay? Let's just be abundantly clear about this. Luke Holman, the pitcher from Alabama, who will sort of infamously be known as the guy who was scratched on the day that Brad Bohannon sent that fateful text message that cost him his job. But LSU wants Luke Holman. I told you last Friday there were 2 pitchers in the portal they wanted. It was Holman and Gage Jump. Told you that last Friday. Friday night, Gage Jump popped, and they're getting a visit from Holman, and they want him, and he'll be a part of the rotation if he comes here. Holman, a lot of LSU fans are infatuated with Chase Burns, and I know that's out there lingering from Tennessee. And then we also saw yesterday Braden Montgomery jump into the portal from Stanford. Any or all of those would put you over the roster number. So Jay Johnson could handle this several different ways. You could certainly have everybody come in the fall and play it out and then make whatever cuts you need to make around Christmas, for the spring. Or you have some really tough conversations with guys like right now. Like we already saw Josh Stevenson leave. Jason Bowman has already left in the transfer portal. He announced today he's going to Oklahoma. So some of those conversations can be had now. The portal window closes on Thursday. So maybe some guys, I would think that if they were going to, they would already be in the portal, but that certainly could happen, moving forward. So right now you're at 40, and there's still guys you want. So there's going to be more attrition. Just keep in mind that that's going to happen. A couple of things that are really relevant. And I'll try to run through the signees real quick, because I know yesterday when we left, there was a lot of conversation about Cameron Johnson, Ashton Larson, and who am I forgetting?
Jake Brown.
Brown, thank you. Brown. Okay. So here's what I've been able to decipher as best I can over the last 24 hours. I told you Cameron Johnson's number was $3 million. He did not budge off of it. There were plenty of teams that called him and offered him less, thinking he would take less. He did not. By all accounts, he is a young man who knows his value as a left-hander who throws 95 and touches 98, and he is not willing to move off of $3 million. And he was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals, and they do not have the money to pay him $3 million. So Cameron Johnson, barring something dramatically unforeseen, is going to be an LSU Tiger. And y'all, lefties that throw 95 don't show up on campus. I always go back in my head to Asa Lacy from Texas A&M, and I go, how did that kid end up pitching in college? It just don't happen. LSU looks like they're going to get one because that kid knows his value, and he is not willing to budge off of his $3 million number. Great for LSU. Ashton Larson. I don't know his number. What I do know is that he was drafted by Minnesota, and as best I can tell, making a lot of calls last night, Minnesota ain't going to pay him his number. So Ashton Larson is very likely to end up on campus as well. That's the outfielder from Kansas. And then there's Jake Brown. I'm comfortable telling you Jake Brown's number, as I was told last night, as it was expressed to teams through his representatives, was $2.6 million. And he did not get $2.6 million offered to him. And the only way the Texas Rangers, who took a flyer on him, I believe in round 16, would be able to pay him $2.6 million is if their deal with Wyatt Langford completely falls apart. The Rangers took Wyatt Langford 4th overall. If Wyatt Langford fails a physical, something like that, and frees up literally millions of dollars in their bonus pool, then they could pay Jake Brown. Otherwise, they can't pay him $2.5 million. He's coming to school. So of all the players we were looking at, kind of sweating a little bit, the only one you're going to lose is Blake Mitchell, who went 8th overall. And if that's how it plays out for Jay Johnson, what an incredible, incredible win. Jay Johnson was on off the bench. Can you play number 4? And he talked about his recruits sort of not budging off their numbers.
We try to educate them on unless you're a first-round pick. I'm not talking about sliding past the first round and getting more of a bonus. If you're a top 30 pick that the team is going to make you kind of the face of their draft, then you kind of got to look at going. The second it goes past that, the data, the numbers will show you, not Coach Johnson or LSU will show you it's a better move to come to college. And I'm pretty proud of like a few of these recruits that we had. They had a lot of things flying at them and held their ground pretty good. And I think this last team, our team that won the championship, really helped that.
Of course it did. You had Paul Skeens and Tommy White. Look at what Paul Skeens is the case in point forever. Paul Skeens wasn't a generational talent a year ago at Air Force. He came to LSU and they unlocked it. I mean, that dude made himself millions of dollars by coming to LSU. And they can tell that story now to Ty Floyd, was undrafted out of high school, leaves with a $2.5 million signing bonus. That's a story that they can tell to these recruits now that's not made up. It's a real-life example of what they've been able to do. So you look around at what else is out there, and the last point I'll make is this, and it's the one that I really think LSU fans need to remember, because I get asked every day about Chase Burns. And listen, Burns is, we're familiar with him. We're familiar with Burns because he played at Tennessee, and we saw him throw 92. Or I'm sorry, we saw him throw 102, right? So we're sort of infatuated with the arm and all that sort of stuff. I am here to tell you that you are focusing on the wrong person if you keep asking me about Chase Burns. The guy you need to be focusing on, and that I assure you Jay Johnson is focusing on, is Braden Montgomery. Braden Montgomery is from Madison, Mississippi. That's about 2 hours from Oxford, 2 hours from Starkville, about 2.5 hours from Baton Rouge. Two dudes on Mississippi State's team were his high school teammates. One of them is his best friend in the world. His girlfriend goes to LSU. This is an LSU-Mississippi State battle, okay? This kid had a sort of 35 on his ACT. He's brilliant. That's why I went to Stanford. But like Paul Skeens, it became very clear as he's playing his career that his opportunity in baseball is going to far exceed his academic opportunity at Stanford, which will be there whenever he wants it. which is why a move to the SEC makes a lot of sense, like it did for Paul Skeens. This is a guy who's a two-way player. If he transfers to LSU, he is your day one starting right fielder. He's a switch hitter with power from both sides, and he throws 98, and he would be your closer next year. This guy is the gem of this transfer portal class. He is the best player in the transfer portal. I cannot say this any more clearly. Like getting Jacob Berry, who came and was drafted 6th overall, was massive. Last year, getting Tommy White, who had hit 27 bombs and you knew was going to hit 20 homers for you, bat in the middle of the lineup for you, and did, was massive. That's this. Whatever it's going to take as far as NIL opportunities, I don't know. But what I'm telling you is you need to stop asking me about Chase Burns, and you need to shift your focus to this kid, because Montgomery is actually the guy that every program in the country would want. And if Jay Johnson gets him, on top of what you've already got coming back and coming in with this freshman class, as silly as this is going to sound today, you're legitimately going to be talking about next year's roster potentially being more talented than the one that just won the national championship. You got a freshman that throws almost 100 from the left side who's likely showing up on campus. That doesn't happen. I just ran through all the guys you have coming back, including Tommy White. The guys in the portal you already have coming in, potentially Montgomery, Holman as well. Oh, yeah. Jay Johnson has a locomotive barreling down the track right now. And, hold on for the ride, because this is going to be fun. All right, we're going to keep watching this, especially over the next 24 hours. The portal window closes on Thursday, and then over the next 2 weeks, we'll look at the signing deadline for this class, and at which point we'll have a really, really clear picture of LSU's roster for 2024. All right, it's After Further Review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. We'll knock out a quick break and continue.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or online at 1hourbr.com. Let me share another 5-star Google review. My buddy Rhett Butler gave him a call and said, Mr. Leslie was great. This is his second time coming to service my AC. It was just as good, if not better, than the first. He was on time, courteous, explained everything thoroughly, simply said, Mr. Leslie is the best, and I'll be requesting him for all of our services. How about that? For a service technician, for a contractor coming to your house, and you leave that kind of review. How many of you have the nightmare scenarios with contractors coming to your house? And then you hear that? Y'all, if you need work done on your AC, call the best. Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind. When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench. After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Did you see our guy, the Otter, last night?
I did.
Your boy has had a nice little run here. On Monday, the Otter, during Otter Locks, gave us Vlad to win the Home Run Derby. Thank you very much. Not bad at all. And yesterday, the Otter predicted under 7.5, which hit. And the Otter also predicted that the National League would break their 9-game losing streak in the All-Star game. And I'll be darned if they didn't do that. How about the Otter? And by the way, we've been telling you, of course, about the DraftKings Sportsbook. I mean, you wouldn't even need the Otter's help because all you had to do was just bet on anything with the All-Star game. Whether you won or lost, they were going to give you $150 in bonus bets. Well, that's past now. But don't worry. Our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook still have you hooked up right now. Just make any bet. Any bet.
On anything?
Anything. Any bet on anything. $5. New customer. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. $5 bet on anything right now. Anything. $150 in bonus bets instantly. You've been sitting on the fence? You've been sitting on the sideline waiting to get in? Here you go. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Make a $5 bet. Anything. They'll give you $150 in bonus bets. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. Remember, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. Do you have it? Yeah. Okay, great. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537. I love this, by the way. Paulie, you know that I am a Yankee fan. The Yankees stink. I hate to say that. I have emotionally checked out of the season.
July.
Don't care. I've emotionally checked out of the season. They are what they are. You cannot have your entire offense centered around one player.
Now that I will give you.
It is stunning when you remove Aaron Judge from the lineup and they average some 2.5, 3 runs less than when he's in the lineup. I understand it. He won the MVP last year. He had 62 homers. It's incredible. He is incredible, but that's an astonishing number when one player is not in your lineup. So they stink. I love Garrett Cole. I'll still celebrate Garrett Cole Day. But I'm emotionally checked out. I'll watch them. I'm just not going to be emotional about it. I might jump on board with the Braves.
Hey, there you go.
I might be a Brave fan now.
That was my World Series pick before the season.
Don't care about your World Series pick. I'm not worried about that at all.
Just throw that out there.
I'm not worried about your World Series pick. You want to know why I'm a cheer for the Braves?
I mean, obviously.
By the way, I would also like to point out, 1996, the Yankees won the World Series.
They did.
They beat the Braves.
They did. After losing the first 2 games, came back and won it.
1999, came back, won the World Series. Back-to-back years. It was the third time in 4 years. You know who they beat?
They beat the Braves.
The Braves, yeah. But I think I might become a Braves fan for the rest of the year.
Okay.
And maybe for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. You
Big,
see this?
Big Spencer Strider guy, Ronald Acuna, Matty O.
Nope.
No?
Ozzie Albies.
Ozzie Albies, yeah. He's good.
A lot of
Michael
power
Harris,
in that little body.
yeah.
A lot of power in that little body.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's none of that. None of that at all. It's this and this only. This is from at WTF Stats. Actually, WTF Stats hat tipped Codify Baseball on Twitter. There are only 2 teams in MLB history, Muse. The history. How long have they been playing Major League Baseball?
A long time.
150 years? Only 2 teams in MLB history that had 0, nada, nunca, none, ni, bagel, goose egg, no sacrifice bunts in the first half of the season. Only 2 teams in the history of baseball. You know who they are?
I'm guessing one of them is the Atlanta Braves.
The 2022 Atlanta Braves and the 2023 Atlanta Braves.
Oh, shit.
By the way, can I ask a question? Baseball guy, Braves fan here, baseball guy over here. Who's got the best offense in baseball right now?
That'd be the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What team already has 3 players with more than 20 bombs this year?
That'd be the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. Who just set an MLB record for home runs in June?
Paul, you want to take that one?
Paul, you got it?
That would be the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, no kidding.
Braves.
Best offense in baseball. How many sacrifice bunts in the entire first half of the MLB season?
That was 0.
That'd be 0.
MLB since 1903, by the way, too.
1903.
1903. That's when the National League and American League merged.
We've been playing baseball for longer than that.
Yeah,
So
the American League. I'm sorry, the National League was formed in 1876.
Okay. So we've been having professional baseball in this country for 150 years. Almost 100. 147 years. Twice. The Braves, last 2 years. I'm with you, Paulie. Chop on. Hashtag chop on. Can you give me one of those foam Atlanta Braves Tomahawk things? Can you give me one of those, Paulie?
Yeah, for sure.
Give me one of those.
4 at my house.
I'm in. I'll put it right here on the set. I'm a Braves fan, but I'm going to put a piece of tape on it that says hashtag never bunt, and I'm going to set it right here. We'll leave it right there for the remainder of the season.
We can do that.
I'll be a Braves fan with you for the remainder of the season, as long as they don't bunt. The first time they sacrifice bunt, I'm out. But if they can go the entire season without a sacrifice bunt, I'm in. And I'm going to tell you, if I watch them all the way to the World Series, and then they sacrifice bunt in the World Series, I'm out.
What if it's to win the World Series?
I've always said I'm okay to score a run. To score a run. If you're bunting for a hit or to score a run, I'm okay. Math shows us probability of run scoring probability in relation to base situation and outs drops with the increase of outs. Meaning, no matter what situation, runner at first with no outs, runner at second, 1 out, your run scoring probability drops statistically with a runner at second and 1 out as opposed to runner on first with no outs. That is math. This isn't debatable. Giving up an out to move a runner feels like the right thing to do sometimes. Analytics have shown us it is not the right thing to do. It's not to say that it never works, but it is not the highest probability result. Swing away, hit dingers. All right. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Oh, did you see Garth is coming? How about this?
I saw it.
Garth Brooks is going to headline. Actually knew about this about 2 weeks ago. Because, and I'll tell you how I knew about this 2 weeks ago, because as the now program director of this fine radio station, we are trying to plan our Orlando content, what we're going to do when LSU plays Florida State in Orlando. And Garth Brooks is playing in the Superdome in New Orleans on Saturday, September the 2nd, the day before LSU plays Florida State in Orlando. So I'm wondering, do you think people will actually hang back, not go to Orlando and go to this show on Saturday and just watch the game on TV on Sunday? I'm wondering how many LSU fans choose not to make the trip to Orlando. We're just there for the bowl game. Or do people not go to the bowl game to go to this one? I don't know.
That's true. And how many people missed out on Garth in Tiger Stadium that might have the chance to see him now in the Superdome?
Or do people watch Garth on Saturday and then Sunday go to Orlando for the night game?
Just fly over there through the day. You could do both.
You just get an early Sunday flight and head out. That's going to be huge. This is the only show he's playing outside of Vegas, by the way, the rest of the year. Is the show in the Superdome. Incredible. But here's my question. What are you watching? I mean, we all long for college football for 7 long months, right? We fiend for college football. We're starved. We're frothing at the mouth, waiting. So much so that we spend weeks in July just gorging on people in suits talking in hotel ballrooms. And we love it. We plan a week of content here around it at SEC Media Days. And then football is going to come and we're not going to watch on Saturday night because Garth's here.
The first full Saturday, too. It's the first full Saturday.
So here's your night games. Right? You can watch them today. Here's your night games. You ready? North Carolina against South Carolina in Charlotte. What do you think?
Wait, what are you asking?
So here's your slate. Here's the good games. North Carolina, South Carolina in Charlotte. West Virginia at Penn State. That's in Beaver Stadium.
That's big.
Northwestern State against the Cajuns. Massive there on ESPN+. I'm trying to shout out our Lafayette people. We're on in Lafayette now, and I love Southwest Louisiana, and I'm so glad to be on there. But there's a lot of Cajun fans that don't like me. I can't understand why. I'm just trying to give them a little love. Old Dominion, Virginia Tech. Don't sleep on that, by the way.
Why do they keep playing each other?
Old Dominion's beaten Virginia Tech, 3 times?
They beat them last year?
They beat them last year. Coastal Carolina at UCLA.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? Saturday night stinks.
It's not that good.
It stinks.
I mean, is the headliner really North Carolina, South Carolina? Kind of sounds like
West Virginia at Penn State. That's it. That's an NBC game, by the way.
Huh?
How about that? Poll question.
Go ahead.
Word it how you want, but something involving Garth, Saturday night, college football. What are you doing? You going to LSU, going to Orlando?
Do we have a neutral site game in the Superdome this year, opening week? I don't think so. Like Florida State LSU last year, I don't think we do.
No.
See, that would have been really cool because then the opposing, like the fans who were coming in for that game would have also wanted to buy tickets to this. But, snooze, you lose, I guess.
Let me know your thoughts. Tweet us, email us, text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. We'll go around the SEC next. Stick around.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Love telling you about Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Do so much great stuff in the community. Really cool what they did this year for Miracle League, which is near and dear to my heart with a special needs son who participates in Miracle League, bringing the G team members out there. Those guys were so warm and embracing all the kiddos out there. The 8888 rally hats, you can go to GordonGives.com right now, GordonGives.com, and sign up to get your free 8888 rally hats. And also, how about this? Gordon's giving away vacations. He's giving away 7 vacations valued at $2,250. Just giving them away. Go to GordonGives.com and you can see how you can register. 7 lucky families are going to get a vacation. You get an Airbnb gift card, a Visa gift card. Anyway, check it out at GordonGives.com, GordonGives.com. Been injured, you need an attorney, you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, kicked off Big 12 Media Days earlier today, and he actually started by taking a swipe at Texas and Oklahoma, of course, participating in their last season in the Big 12. Give a listen.
I'm not sure they've carried recruitment. They haven't been in the championship game here for a couple of years now, and all the other schools have done an incredible job, so I'm not sure they can carry recruitment for this conference. I mean, I love Texas and Oklahoma, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, I got great relationships with them, but our schools are doing an incredible job in recruitment. Look at TCU's one last year.
Okay, that sounds terrible. Sorry. At the beginning, he said, I'm not sure Texas and Oklahoma have carried recruiting for the Big 12. They haven't been in the championship game in 2 years. So he kind of took a swipe, and then he came back and was like, I love Texas and Oklahoma. I know you don't, bro. You're really pissed at them. I don't blame you. But the other interesting thing is he also talked about the expansion topic, which is what everybody is interested in right now surrounding the Big 12.
Relative to expansion, I said coming out of our spring business meetings at the Greenbrier that we have a plan, and we have a plan for expansion, and I'm not going to really address it today. You can ask me, but I'm not really going to address it. We do have a plan, and hopefully we can execute that plan sooner than later. But as I've always said, I love the composition of this conference right now. The excitement the 4 new members have brought to this conference has been incredible. And if we stay at 12, we're perfectly fine with that. If the opportunity presents itself where there's something that creates value and aligns well with our goals and objectives, then we're certainly going to pursue it.
We love 12. We really love 12. 12's great. It's how we align. If 14 looks better, we're going to pursue it. Meaning, hey, Colorado and Arizona, we left the door unlocked. So in case you're just letting you know, It's there. If you want to walk on in, come on. We're not opening the door. We're not pushing you in, but it's open. It's unlocked. Just come on in and let us know. Wipe your feet. Wipe your feet. Grab a beer out the fridge. You're good. Just let us know. Maybe we'll get some beer questions for Taylor. Bourbon Dictionary in less than about 6 minutes from right now. Get your questions in for Taylor. You can always email me, tweet me, text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Text your questions for Bourbon Dictionary coming up here in just a second. Right now, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Florida Gators.
Florida right-handed pitcher transfer commit Kelly Austin has signed an undrafted free agent deal with the Houston Astros. Austin pitched at UCLA last year and had a career year. 3.39 ERA, 82 1/3 innings pitched, led the team with 16 starts. Committed to Florida, went undrafted, but is signed as an undrafted free agent with the Astros, so he will not show up in Gainesville. That is a big loss for the Gators.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Shortstop Austin Jaslove has entered the transfer portal after 3 years with the program. He redshirted as a true freshman, didn't play in 22, and then played in 24 games this past year with 37 ABs. The 21-year-old now the 11th Vol to leave via the portal.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Arkansas outfielder Mason Neville has entered the portal. Freshman from Las Vegas, played 19 games for the Hogs this year. He was the 86th overall player in the country, but hit just 111 as an outfielder for the team this year. And also freshman lefty Sean Fitzpatrick has jumped in the portal. Pitched in relief just 3 times this year. 6 foot, 165-pound lefty. Arkansas now has 4 players that have jumped in the portal after the year.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
And center Ugana Onyenso suffered an ankle injury Tuesday in a scrimmage. He will not play in Kentucky's Global Jam opener. His availability for the rest of the tournament in question. The Wildcats open the Global Jam against Germany on Wednesday, today. They're already without 5-star freshman center Aaron Bradshaw. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends, Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com. For Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of the LSU Tigers, the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Pelicans, and your Ragin' Cajuns. Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com. I'm trying to be nice, Muse. Don't roll your eyes at me. My dad was a USL student. He graduated from UNO. No, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
My dad went to USL.
Yeah.
He started his college career at USL when it was USL.
Yeah,
it
used to be the name. I get it. Yeah.
I love the name, by the way. I love University of Southwest Louisiana. Should have kept it.
Strong.
Went to USL, went into the Navy, came back from the Navy, finished at UNO, went to Loyola Law School. Got a love for the Cajuns. Just be what you are. Don't be what you're not. Real quick, because I got a lot of questions about this. Florida right-handed pitcher Kelly Austin, who signed an undrafted free agent deal. I just mentioned the story. A lot of people have asked how this works. So, like, how can undrafted players sign free agent deals? Okay, so here's how it works. If a draft-eligible player goes undrafted, not an underclassman, a draft-eligible player goes undrafted, they can sign a free agent deal. Now, their free agent deals cap at $150,000. So the most you can sign for as an undrafted player is $150,000 unless the team has bonus pool money they did not spend. So let's say you draft a guy I'll give you an example. Gavin Dugas went in round 6 to Washington. His slot value was $330, I believe, for that pick. Gavin, as a senior with no leverage, is not going to get that number. Let's say I'm ballparking. I have no idea. Let's say they sign him for $100, which would be great for Gavin if he got it. But I don't know the number. Well, Washington saved $200,000. In theory, they could take that money and use it to sign an undrafted player. That's an extreme example, but that's what they could do if a team had bonus pool money. So what happened here with Kelly Austin, he'd committed to Florida, transferring from UCLA. The Astros signed him to an undrafted free agent deal. So he got a maximum of $150K unless the Astros had bonus pool money left over, which I don't think they did because their bonus pool was, I think, the smallest. It was the smallest, as a matter of fact. Astros and the Dodgers, I think, were the two smallest. So anyway, just worth keeping in mind. That's how the undrafted free agent thing works in the MLB draft. Okay, quick break. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. When we come back, we'll answer all your booze questions with Taylor Calandro. A little Bourbon Dictionary is next. Stick around.
AFR.
Y'all, the home market, the real estate market in Baton Rouge, in greater Baton Rouge right now, is in fuego. It is a huge time for sellers. Listen, this is a time when we get into the summer months when people move for whatever reason. Maybe work is transferred to you for a job. Maybe you're going through something with your family. Maybe it's a divorce, or maybe you're selling a home for an elderly parent, a family home, whatever it may be. If you need a realtor, you need Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com for Darren James. Right now, the greater Baton Rouge market, the supply is about a 3-month level. Average is like a 6-month level of supply. So right now, this is still very much a seller's market. If you were thinking about selling your home and want top dollar, call the best. Call Darren James, 335-7666, and get your home sold.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Let's get your booze questions answered. Taylor Calandro joins us to do just that. How are you, dude?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Florida just got a football commit from Kendall Jackson.
Wait. Oh, from Kendall Jackson, the winery?
Well, no. But the kid's name is Kendall Jackson.
That's the number 1 selling Chardonnay in the world, I think, currently. What position does he play?
He's a defensive lineman.
Kendall Jackson.
Yeah.
I wonder if they call him something related to wine.
I don't know. I just wanted to make a wine joke. That's all.
Yeah, it was good. I got it immediately.
Thanks. I know you did. I'm very glad that you did. Muse did as well. Off air. That's why I went with it.
That's good. That's good that Muse got it. That's not really a layman's joke, but I got it.
And one of the really cardinal sins in comedy is to continue to explain the joke. You get out on the punchline, and I've just completely ruined this. So I'm going to move on now. What's new?
We have a bunch of barrel picks right now. We're getting a Rebel barrel pick and a Ezra Brooks barrel pick in the next couple weeks. And we should be getting a little allocated drop of some assorted Sazerac stuff, hopefully by the end of the week. So I would definitely pop in and check it out before the weekend for sure.
Hold something for me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't hold for anybody. I forgot we were on the radio. I don't hold for anybody.
That's actually true. I completely missed out on the Four Roses barrel that you all got last year because you did it while I was on air and I had no chance to go by and get a bottle. So that's for those that are wondering, that's an actual thing. All right, here, let's get some questions. Mark Wilson said, ask Taylor, I got both of these bottles Saturday as gifts for my birthday. Oh, by the way, Saturday is my birthday. So Mark Wilson and I have a shared birthday. That's really cool. Happy birthday to Mark. He said, which one should I open first? He's got Old Elk double wheat, and he's got Calumet 16.
Oh, Old Elk double wheat, no doubt. I like the Calumet. It's a little light for me, though. But I would definitely, I'm a huge fan of Old Elk, so I would say Old Elk for sure.
All right. Let's see. Michael Castello said, ask Taylor. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is about the foam Braves Tomahawk. We had a conversation earlier. Taylor, do you know the only MLB team in history to have 0 sacrifice bunts in the first half of the season? It's happened twice. Last year's Braves, this year's Braves.
That's crazy, man. That is wild. And you're not a bunt guy either, so you really must love Braves.
That's the point. I'm a Braves fan now for the rest of the year. Scotty Pitaro said,
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What?
The Yankees suck.
I know that was the point. The Yankees suck, and the Braves are mashing, and they don't bunt, so I love that.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty Pitaro asked Taylor, where can I find Colonel E.H. Taylor?
Oh, good. I was talking to somebody about this today. You can find it in our distributor's warehouse. They're just sitting on it. I don't know why.
You could also find it at Oliver Twist, where T-Bob and I will be tonight for
What's
Scone
the
and Tea.
for?
Wiggins didn't send me the break-even pour, but I will tell you this. Our friends at Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge are doing their collaboration, their Screw Cancer collaboration, and they're getting us a bottle to sample tonight. It's a really cool fundraiser for Mary Bird Perkins, so I'm going to sample that, so I am looking forward to that tonight.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm going to get all the tasting notes and everything whenever tonight for the show, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's see. Greg Lehman asked Taylor, what's your favorite brand of bitters? That's a good question. I don't think we ever had that one.
No, I mean, I like regular Angostura. It just depends on what you're trying to make, really. I mean, Angostura is the old, the OG. That's just basic aromatic bitters for like an old-fashioned, for a lot of drinks. I like Fee Brothers. They have a bunch of different flavors. It just depends on what kind of drink you're trying to make, really.
Jamie Perk asked Taylor, what are your thoughts on the Wellers? Do you have a ranking for the Weller vertical set?
Yeah, I would say sort of ish. My favorite's William LaRue. I love Weller 12.
Me too.
And then I'm trying to think what I would put third. Probably CYPB. I love CYPB. Single barrel's never really done it for me. 107's pretty good. Special Reserve's fine.
I'm surprised you haven't said Foolproof.
Foolproof. I've had some really good foolproof barrels, some different barrels.
Yeah.
I forgot about foolproof. I throw foolproof on the top half of that for sure.
Jerry DeLucky asked Taylor if you get any, put a bottle of Sazerac 18 on the side for me, please, with a smiley face emoji.
Generally, we get like one bottle of Sazerac 18 a year, one single solitary bottle, one.
Andrew Girard, let's see, last one. So what beer company has the national championship emblem on the bottles or cans? Do we know? Are they doing that? I know someone said last week, I think Coke does it, right? But what about beer?
Yeah, Coke does. Well, yeah, I said Coke. Bud Light may do it. I'm not sure. I just got a pre-order for some wine that's going to have the commemorative
cool
baseball stuff, and we should be getting that within the next month. They're really cool. We got them for football when we won it in 19 too, so they're really cool. I'd be on the lookout for those in about a month or so.
I got 5 seconds, so I got to go. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
See you.
All right, that is Taylor Sports Center coming up, hour number 2, right after the break.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Check out our friends over at Shawbills because right now, Shawbills is really pushing to hire. So I tell you about Shawbills all the time and how they treat you like family, how they've been family owned and operated for more than 50 years. And when you work at Shawbills, you join their family. You want to talk about a company, a family-owned and operated company for more than 50 years that continues to grow and expand, but that has great benefits for its employees, it's Shawbills. So whether you have tons of auto service experience or just exploring a career in the auto service industry, Shawbills wants to talk to you, and they're willing to train you. So if you're looking for a career instead of a job, go to ShawBillsTire.com, hit the Careers tab, and you can see what they have available. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul abruptly resigned from his position this week. The chief says that decision came after careful consideration and was submitted to the mayor last night. He sat down with me in an exclusive interview where he talked about challenges and where he's leaving the department, why he says he's leaving the city in a good position on his way out. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. 5 days remain until the deadline for the Giants and running back Saquon Barkley to reach a long-term deal. ESPN's Diana Rossini reports the sides still at a stalemate in contract talks. His availability for Week 1 against the Cowboys in serious question if a long-term deal's not worked out. What's happening here? Just the business of the NFL, says ESPN's Damian Woody.
As much as we, can give praise to Saquon Barkley and what he's done on the field, considering, he's had some injuries in the past. What you're seeing right now is what can you do moving forward? That's why the running back position is devalued because of the investment that a lot of teams have put in the running back position. You're not necessarily seeing the return on those investments.
According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Jets have been selected as the team for HBO's Hard Knocks this year, picked over the Bears, Saints, and Commanders. The surprising run of American Christopher Eubanks at Wimbledon ended today with his 5-set loss to Daniil Medvedev in the men's quarterfinals. Medvedev will take on Carlos Alcaraz in the semis at the All England Club.
If you need solid hires fast, you need Indeed. The all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates from the same place. Want to find your next great hire? Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. LSU has made it official. Terry Rooney hired as the new assistant coach for LSU baseball, something that our buddy Kendall Rogers had reported about a week ago and is now official as reported from LSU. Rooney, of course, was a Paul Maneri assistant at Notre Dame. Followed Maneri to Baton Rouge when Paul got hired in 2007 and was here in Baton Rouge with Maneri in 2007, 2008, then became the head coach at the University of Central Florida. And after his stint at Central Florida, has had some very high-profile assistant jobs, most recently with Purdue, and now is coming back to LSU as an assistant. So his title is the Associate Director of Program Development and Recruiting. So Rooney is not going to be an on-field assistant. He's going to be one of the support staff personnel. He replaces Josh Simpson, who was sort of in that role, as they've sort of created a different title here for him, though, as the whereas Josh Simpson was the sort of operations manager, I believe, is what his title was. And here with Rooney, they've titled the Associate Director of Program Development and Recruiting. So welcome back to Baton Rouge to Terry Rooney, who was great to get to know in a little bit, 15 years ago. And I know is really excited. We traded messages, and he's very excited to be coming back to Baton Rouge and back to LSU. And what a time to be coming back to LSU on the heels of a national championship. He left LSU after 2008, so just before the Tigers won it in 2009, and now he's coming back to LSU right after the Tigers win it in 2023. So here's hoping there's more to come, and Terry Rooney can be part of changing the Intimidator this go around in Baton Rouge. So we'll look forward to having Terry Rooney on the show real soon. But LSU's made that official. Terry Rooney hired back by LSU. All right, real quick, I want to get to look. Y'all know we sometimes take chances here on the show. I will always try something, a segment, a bit, and if it works, awesome. And sometimes you get really great things that become memorable segments on the show, or even recurring segments on the show. And sometimes it completely flames out and bombs. Most notably, I think, infamously would be Ryan's Wise with Terrio. If you don't remember that, consider yourself lucky. But we'll get to one that may work or may not here in just a second. I got to remind you first about South Point Volkswagen, airline just north of Highland, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. South Point Volkswagen, and of course Southwest Volkswagen for our friends in Lafayette, down on the 337 in Southwest Louisiana. You've got Southwest Volkswagen there and South Point Volkswagen here in Baton Rouge. The 2022 Taos, they're moving them. It's the fun-sized SUV. Get on by, make a deal. The ID4, the all-electric vehicle, you can get a $7,500 lease bonus today on the ID4. Really fun-sized electric SUV. If you've never test-driven an electric vehicle, I test-drove that ID4. The thing that blew me away was the power. You wouldn't think it. You would think a battery car, electric car, excuse me, not a battery, an electric car, you wouldn't think power, but man, that thing has some get up and go to it. You can test drive one today at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland, or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Okay. Muse sent me a link earlier today to something over at SI.com. Muse, it was like mind-boggling NFL stats for all 32 teams.
Yeah, they picked one mind-boggling stat from last season, from 2022, for each NFL team.
All right. Now, candidly, in full disclosure, I didn't get to read this article because I have exceeded my number of views on premium articles at SI.com. And yes, I could have just deleted all the cookies and the cache, and then I could have probably seen it. But I said, what the hell, let's fly blind here, and we could try to guess at some of these. I don't like paywalls. I'm allergic to them. You all know this. I've said it many times before. There have been people and consultants and things that have come here and tried to get us to put our show content behind paywalls, and I'm like, get out of here before I punch you in the face. So if you like paywalls and you do that, that's your decision. I just will always say, giving away content for free. We'll make really good content, give it away, and then we'll create this great symbiotic relationship where you consume our content, we get it sponsored, and then you support our great sponsors, and then everybody wins, and it's lovely and wonderful, and it's worked well for a long time. But SI put up a paywall, and so I didn't get to see this. So, Muse, let's have some fun with it here, if you would. All right, so we're it's Wednesday.
It is.
So we got Pluckers Trivia next hour.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get to lob some questions at you.
Yeah, but see, this is actually the inverse. You always lob them at me, so now I get to lob them at you.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so it's like a little...
This is good stuff. I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie.
A little role reversal
here.
Okay, so set this up. What are we doing? Because I don't know.
So some of these might be pretty difficult to nail right on the nose.
Okay.
There's some decimals in some of them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, hold on. So we're going to let you ballpark it a little bit. All right? I mean, if you're in the ballpark, we'll decide if you got it or not.
This already feels terrible.
It might not be. Who knows?
All right, so this is mind-boggling stats.
Yes.
Okay. So I got to think in my mind here that what I'm guessing has got to be extraordinary.
More often than not, yes.
Mind-boggling.
Exactly.
Okay, hit me.
We're going to start with the Denver Broncos. So Sean Payton's obviously got he's got an uphill task there with that offense. They weren't very good. One reason why? They had the worst starting field position on average last year in the AFC.
Okay.
What was it?
Okay, so I'm going to look after scores, like everybody's touchbacks now. So you start at the 25. So I'm going to guess it was, and then obviously there's turnovers and there's punts, but I'm going to guess it was inside the 25. So I'm going to say the worst starting field position, they started at the 22-yard line.
Oh, you're so close, too. You were on the wrong side of the 25, though. 26.5 yard line. 26.5 yard line for the Denver Broncos.
Okay. What a bad guess.
It wasn't a bad guess. I liked the logic behind it, too.
All right.
Let's do this a little LSU-centric here for one, right? We'll go to the Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson led the league.
Saw him with Libby Dunn?
I didn't. No.
Well, him and Libby Dunn connected somewhere.
Oh, well, that's
it was all
awesome.
over social media.
Hell yeah. We have a little Justin Jefferson for you in Tigers in the Pros today, too.
Here it is.
Oh, that's cool. Look at that.
Was this? I don't know where this was. SBs or something? Maybe no. Let's see. Livy's in workout gear. Well, I guess they both are.
I was going to say Jets is in sweats.
Yeah, they're both in sweats. And
Jets in sweats. Yeah.
Jets in sweats. Oh, shout out LSU. By the way, I watched the pivot last night. Wheezy was on it.
Oh, I bet that was good.
He walks in. So Wheezy is Lil Wayne, for those who don't know. They dropped the episode yesterday. Wheezy walks in. He's got an LSU jacket on. And so Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder immediately are like, oh, man. And he just went like, what y'all talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, this, I just threw this on. It was so good. It was such a beautiful entrance. Anyway, go ahead.
So Justin Jefferson led the league in yards per touch last year. How many yards per touch for Jets?
28. Too much.
Way too much. Go again. Lower.
Well, no, because here's what I was thinking. In my head, I'm going, okay, what about Rashid Shaheed?
Well, okay, obviously there's the qualifier of at least 6 touches per game.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
I thought, okay.
That's a super important piece of information.
Well, I mean, if he's leading it, obviously it's everyday players. Okay, we'll re-ask it. Justin Jefferson led the league in yards per touch among players who averaged at least 6.25 touches per game last season.
18.
13.9.
Wow. That is mind-boggling that it's that low.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured he'd average a first down every touch. I thought it would have been way more than 13 yards there. Anyway, all right, go ahead. What else we got?
I had one. Hold on. I got to find it again.
Mind-boggling stats if you're just joining us. This feels like a terrible.
Well, now we're going to laugh at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, this sounds awesome.
Yes.
I'm down for this.
Who, according to, what was his name? Was it Carlton Davis? They're going to wreck stuff this off.
Oh, he said the S word, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, he did. He was all about it. Hey, Kat, you were 8-9 last year with Tom Brady.
Yeah. If they're going to wreck stuff, they might want to improve their rushing touchdown total. Matt, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's going to be hard to do that without Leonard Fournette.
Were last in the league last year in rushing touchdowns.
Ooh.
How many did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have?
15.
Way too high.
8.
One more guess, lower.
7.
Oh.
6. 6? 5?
5 rushing touchdowns.
Now that is mind-boggling.
Compared to the Eagles, who led the league with 32.
All right, hang on. The Bucs, by the way. I'm trying to get to the Bucs win total.
Isn't it like 4? I thought that's what it was.
Sorry. You should keep talking.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was going to switch
You're leading
it up.
the segment. 6.5 is their total.
Oh, okay.
They are plus 120 to go over 6.5, minus 140 to be under 6.5. So 6 and 10.
We'll switch it up a little bit.
We got to hurry.
I know. The number's a little difficult, so we're going to get you to guess a team. Hold on here. So this team, their offensive line had the worst, not the worst, 30th ranked pass blocking efficiency grade. They're in the NFC West.
Cardinals.
What? No. Not the Cardinals.
49ers.
No, they were in the Super Bowl.
So? Seahawks.
No. One more. Come on. Here it is.
The Rams.
The Los Angeles Rams. They were terrible along the offensive line.
Of course, they lost Whitworth.
Yeah.
Naturally.
It's true.
I would have assumed with Murray and getting hurt back there, and they just stunk last year. You want to hit it. Go ahead, yeah.
Murray, prison.
Reach for it, do it. Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
What was the Saints? You didn't give us the Saints mind-boggling.
Oh, yeah, the Saints mind-boggling stat. First downs from receptions last season.
How many
first downs from receptions last season?
Let's see. So you played 17 games. Let's say you averaged, what do you average? About a dozen first downs a game? Does that sound about right?
At average, yeah, I think so.
So 204.
It might be a little higher than that.
50-50 would be 100. 100. Mind-boggling stat, 100.
181.
181.
Chiefs led the category with 272, so they were well off that.
That's a weird number.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good try, Muse. I don't think we're going to bring back mind-boggling stats.
No.
Guess the mind-boggling stat. What was the one with an obscure decimal?
Oh, I mean, take your pick. The Patriots 42.2% red zone conversion rate. Tua, his air yards, he actually led in air yards completed per completion at 8.8. Okay. Even though people give him crap for throwing slow or throwing short. Yeah.
Brought to you by Pluckers. Sports trivia. I'm not sports trivia. Regular trivia tonight and every Wednesday at both Pluckers locations. Let's knock out a quick break. We'll return. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, servicing all of the state of Louisiana. One thing that our inspectors are finding right now, of course, there was an awful hailstorm in West Baton Rouge several weeks ago, but West Baton Rouge, Zachary, New Orleans, the river region, down the bayou, our inspectors are finding a ton of homeowners that already have their scopes of work from hail damage. So if that's you, and you're a homeowner and you've had your insurance company out and they've given you your scope of work, they've given you approval to replace your roof, we'd love to help. You got that paperwork? You pick a shingle color and we can get started like tomorrow. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, a Louisiana company that's been Louisiana owned and operated for more than 20 years. It's Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Servicing all of Louisiana. Give us a shout today. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Hey, I want to give this point of clarification because a lot of you are asking. I'm checking the text line. Vincent Asaro asked. There was, W. Dupuy on Twitter asked. So the transfer portal deadline on Thursday for college baseball, or I guess it's the spring portal deadline, that's just the deadline for players to enter the portal. That is not the deadline for players to decide their school or where they're going. There is no deadline for that other than the semester. So if you're waiting to see, what Braden Montgomery or Chase Burns or any of these players, Luke Holman may do, Thursday isn't the deadline for them to announce their destination. That's the deadline for players to enter the portal. So the benefit of having a deadline like that, and one of the things they're thinking about doing, the NCAA is thinking about doing, is shrinking the portal window. It's so coaches will know a player's decision, meaning are you staying or are you going? So that way and I'm fine shrinking that window. Like, I don't care if it's one day. Just that's a little extreme, but the point is just giving the coach at any given school time to accommodate for the loss of players, if it's, to fill a spot or numbers or whatever the case may be, a position, numbers, whatever it may be. So, no, we're not going to find out necessarily transfer destinations on Thursday. That's just the deadline for players to enter the portal. And a lot of people have also pointed out that that Montgomery, and I'll just reset very quickly for those who have maybe just joined us. So, Montgomery is the crown jewel of this transfer class. Braden Montgomery, he's from Mississippi. He spent the last 2 years at Stanford. He's a two-way guy. He's a power hitting, he's a switch hitter, outfielder, hits with power, and he's also a pitcher who throws 98. If he picked LSU, he's your starting right fielder, batting in the middle of your lineup, and he's your closer day one. He is the best player in the portal this year. So that's the guy, if you're Jay Johnson, you are targeting. In the same way that Jacob Berry was the most important, that Tommy White was the most important. I understand Paul Skeens was critical, but keep in mind, when Paul Skeens committed to LSU, he wasn't generational talent Paul Skeens yet, right? I mean, it wasn't until the season started, like when they got through fall, that everybody realized, oh man, this is different. You know what I mean? And then he just kept getting better and better and consistent throughout the year. But a year ago, at this time, it was, man, you got Tommy White, the freshman who had 27 bombs, national freshman of the year. That's Montgomery. And so some of you have pointed out that he has a do not contact notation on his portal entry. And so some have said he already knows where he's going or whatever the case may be. Not necessarily. He's playing with Team USA right now. And so that could literally just be, by the way, Skeens had the same thing a year ago where it was a do not contact for that period of time. So no big deal, quite honestly. And we'll see if that changes whenever his time with Team USA ends, in a week or so. So just something worth keeping in mind. But Braden Montgomery from Mississippi, brilliant guy. Both of his parents are doctors. He had a 35 on the ACT, which is why I went to Stanford. But it's a situation where his baseball career has developed so much, like Paul Skeens did, that you realize, okay, he's legitimately got the opportunity to be a top 5, potential number 1 overall pick next year and make $10 million. So if he can play in the SEC and have that platform to continue elevating his status for next year's draft and maybe get some NIL money, and it makes sense for a year for him. Stanford and school could always be there. And from what I understand, he's the type of kid that'll go back and get his degree. But this is an LSU Mississippi State battle for this kid. But this is the one to watch is Montgomery. So anyway, just a lot of people had asked. Again, Thursday is not the deadline for players to announce their destination. It's just the deadline for players to enter the portal if they're going to do it. All right. It's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Always love telling you about Traction, TractionSports.com, TractionSports.com. Summer is winding down. Maybe the kids are driving you nuts. You need something to do with your son these final couple of weeks of summer. Send them to Traction. Traction Summer Baseball Camps. Registration is open right now at TractionSports.com. Monday to Friday, every week of summer. Full and half-day options. TractionSports.com. Go to TractionSports.com. And the thing that I got to stress most, that most people don't know Traction does, is their small group training. Traction offers a membership plan whereby your son or daughter can have small group sport-specific training. Bigger, stronger, faster, more flexible, more agile, whatever type of training they need for their specific sport, they can get in small group training. And for a small membership fee, which is incredibly affordable, you can have unlimited sessions per month. Anyway, learn more at TractionSports.com, TractionSports.com, Traction, where champions are made. All right, we yesterday when we were here, we discussed this with Andrew Lopez, and we talked a lot. We just kind of gave a summer overview with Andrew Lopez. We talked about Zion. We talked about the draft, what's happened out in Summer League, extending David Griffin. Just gave some bullet points. But we didn't dive deep into this. Zion was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. Gil's Arena is the name of the show. And they brought up his diet. And Zion was very candid. Here's what he said.
Is it hard to diet at your age? Be honest.
Since it's you, I'll be real. There are times when I will say that. It's hard, man. Like, you 20, 22, got a lot of money. It feel like all the money in the world, man. It is hard, but I'm at that point now where because of certain things, I'm putting back, like, the wisdom around me, bunch of, like, I don't want to say older because they take offense to it. And I'm just putting people around me with wisdom, put me on game to certain things, and just go from there, though.
So I love the honesty and the self-awareness, because part of fixing a problem is first acknowledging a problem. You hear that all the time, right? And so for him to say, look, you're 20, 21, 22, and you have all this money, it's hard to be focused and disciplined. And we ask the question all the time. You never know what someone's going to do when they get paid. And Zion's got a $180 million max extension, right? Or $190 million max extension. He also acknowledged some other flaws.
I don't want to be on the sideline. Y'all think I want to sit over there hurt? I don't. But like I said, like Coach K taught me, got to own up to my responsibilities. There are a lot of things I could have done better that I didn't, and I'm in the process of, fixing those wrongs.
I love to hear that. And maybe we're reaching, and I'm the one who always says actions speak louder than words. Don't tell me, don't go on Gilbert's podcast and tell me, show me. Show me by your actions. But remember, last year in Media Day, Zion was an Adonis. Remember that? He had cut weight. He looked great last year at Pelicans Media Day. And then, of course, as the season went along, we saw him gain weight, and then he had the injury and he gained more weight. You're not running ball for 40 minutes a night, and you're going to put on some weight. But I was reminded of this when I heard that from Zion. And the thing that he said there about putting older, wise guys around him, it reminded me of this. I mentioned the Pivot just a bit ago. Charles Barkley was a guest on the Pivot at some point last year. And for those who don't know, the Pivot is the podcast that our buddy Ryan Clark does with Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and it's a massive deal. I mean, they get the biggest names in the world to go on that show. And Barkley was on it, and this resonated with me so much that I remembered it, and I asked Muse to go pull it up. Barkley told a very similar story about his weight struggles early in his NBA career. Listen.
You can't get by in the NBA. You have to be in shape in pro sports. That's number one thing I tell people. You have to be in shape to play pro sports. And Moses said, hey, if you fat and you're lazy, if you want me to help you, I'll help you. And he said something that changed my life. He says, I don't even know what your playing weight should be, but let's just lose 10 pounds. And this is a guy who's already one of the all-time greats. Started spending time with me before practice, after practice. I lost 10 pounds. I get to 290. He's let's lose 10 more. 280, 270, 260, 250. I actually got to 240, but I had no strength and energy. He says,
I bet your head looked big as hell too at 240.
I think my head was shrinking when my gut was shrinking. But no, so I got down to 250. He said, 250 is your weight. And at this point, I'm starting.
And I tell people, if he had told me in the beginning I need to lose 50 pounds, that probably would have been overwhelming. But he said, let's lose 10 pounds. And then, like I say, once I got to 250, I was just killing people, and the rest is history. But if it wasn't for Moses, because I've known guys who've eaten themselves out the league. But that conversation with Moses changed the whole dynamic of my career.
Charles Barkley had Moses Malone, one of the all-time greats, there to tell him and to help him on that path. Zion doesn't have that in New Orleans right now. There aren't those veteran bigs that have been through the wars and the fires that have gone through that can help him on this Pelicans roster presently. I don't know who that guy is or who can get into is here to help him with that. But that's clearly what he needs. I mean, Barkley is the case in point. The round mound of rebound who said he was dominating people at college at 300 pounds, but got into the NBA and realized you couldn't do it at 300 pounds. You had to be in shape. And Moses Malone is the one that helped him get there. Zion needs his Moses Malone. I don't know who that is. I don't even have a guess. But the Pelicans organization would be wise to get that person, whoever that would be, that he'd listen to on this roster or in that building now to help him on that process. Because the worst thing that could happen is he eats himself out of the league, or he's not fit enough and continues to have pervasive health issues with his knees, his feet, all that sort of stuff because he's heavy. So take advice from someone who's done it. And Barkley is a great comp for someone who's around that size and had a long historic NBA career as a result of it. Maybe Big Z will listen. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a break. We'll do some overrated, underrated, Tigers and the pros. In 30 minutes from right now, I want to look at this LSU football freshman class. And I'll tell you before media days who I think is going to have the most impactful freshman season for LSU in 2023. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by New Orleans Flooring. Get to NOLAflooring.com, NOLAflooring.com, or either location of New Orleans Flooring, Metairie, and Airline Highway in Prairieville. Man, when we talk about New Orleans Flooring, we talk so much. I say buy where the pros buy. Buy where the pros buy. And so many real estate professionals use New Orleans Flooring because you can get your materials same day and you can buy it at a 50% discount from other flooring stores. It's New Orleans Flooring. They have more than 1 million square foot of flooring in stock, so you can buy today, pick up today, or have their crews install at your home tomorrow. It's New Orleans Flooring. Go to NOLAflooring.com, NOLAflooring.com. Of course, they have the best price guarantee. And check out that Prairieville location. If you're going south on Airline Highway, in Prairieville, you pass the Walmart, immediately on your right, you'll see New Orleans Flooring. Or visit them at NOLAflooring.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
No, Muse, I'm not going to do it.
It is technically relevant. He coached here.
Not going to do it.
He coached here. Won a title here. It's relevant.
I know you're just trying to bait me.
I'm not trying to bait you in anything. It's news that our audience probably wants to know, Matt.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to bait me into doing it. You're trying to make me do a little red-faced rant thing again so Paul can clip it and put it on all the little social media things and have it go viral. Oh, look, there's the bald Italian guy screaming his head off again. Ha, 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 funny guy.
Your rants do, generate very well on our platforms. So, I mean.
Not going to do it.
Yeah, but, I mean, you don't have to rant. It's just, again, guy spent time at LSU, had some success, some struggles. Now his name's around the job. It's relevant. We talked about Paul Maneri interviewing at Miami. It is relevant.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you do, because I told you about it in the break.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Matt, fine. I'll do it then.
Do what?
Bradley Locker. You ever heard of him?
Nope.
Okay, he covers Northwestern. And that
explains why I've never heard of him.
As we know, they fired Pat Fitzgerald, so they need a new football coach.
Yeah,
Bradley Locker is reporting that former LSU coach Ed Ogeron would have interest in the Northwestern head coaching job if they were to target him.
I'm really excited about Scone and Tea tonight. We're going to be at Oliver Twist, and we're going to be sampling the Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge Screw Cancer bottle, raising money for Mary Bird Perkins. Really cool. Come see it, Muse?
I do. I see it. Yeah.
I'm not in any way avoiding your question.
Yeah,
your
you
topic. You're prodding. It's not
well, you might talk about it on Scone and Tea tonight, too, that Ed Ogeron has interest in the Northwestern job.
I love this. They make the box. It's really cool the way that they do the commemorative box, the commemorative bottle, twice blessed from Sugarfield Spirits.
It actually is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
It's really cool.
It is unopened, so we'll open it tonight on the show. We'll sample it. We'll let you know how it is. Let you know how you can get it. Actually, for our radio audience, I should say, if you go to bsobrfoundation.com, it's where you can get the info, as in Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge. bsobrfoundation.com. You could buy the bottle. So you get the commemorative case, the bottle, and tickets into their bourbon raffle. 5 tickets into the bourbon raffle when you buy one of these. And the bourbon raffle's got like 40 bottles, including Van Winkle's and all kind of stuff. So really cool. Shout out David Steele. They do great stuff. They basically take people's love of whiskey and have turned it into a way to raise money for like cancer and Toys for Tots and a lot of really cool things. So I'm always happy to help them whenever they have something like this. So.
Yeah, so what do you think? Ed Ogeron going to be the next coach at Northwestern? They going to hire him?
Time for overrated, underrated. Hit it, Muse. Whenever you're ready, Muse. Take it away, Muse. There we
watch
go.
out sometimes those
Way to be Johnny on the
Overrated.
spot there, Muse.
those keys will stick.
Or underrated.
I personally think he's criminally underrated.
I'm not taking your bait.
Overrated or underrated? The Northwestern head coaching job.
I'm going to say it's underrated. People would think, man, that's a terrible job because you can't win big there. Which is true. But they have a different standard. And they understand they're never going to win a championship there because they're not trying to. And had a chance to interview the head of their collective on Rosters to Riches whenever they launched their collective. And I point blank asked him, I said, you have an $8 billion endowment. If you wanted to go buy a roster of 5 stars, you could do it. You could. And he flatly said, we're not interested in that. That's not the point of athletics at Northwestern. It's the same with Harvard and all the other places. So it's an underrated job because you're going to get lots of leash. You're going to make great money. Live in Evanston, which is a suburb of Chicago, a great American city. There's a lot of things that are great about that job. You just have to realize when you go there, you are never going to win a national championship, but that's not the expectation there. They know they're never going to win a national championship there. Underrated job. Weren't expecting that one, were you, Muse?
No.
You thought I was going to say something about Eddie O.
It just
Go get it, Eddie O.
It seems kind of perfect. Overrated or underrated? Ice cream cones.
Okay, so the cone, like the waffle cone or like the McDonald's cone? You know what I mean? Where it's like more circular and then like 2 levels of circular. You know, there's like the cylinder and then the circle. You know what I'm talking about? Or a waffle cone. Like if you go to Marble Slab and you get the cone, the actual waffle cone.
What about the dipped cone? That's so good.
Again, still a waffle cone that's dipped. Doesn't matter. I'm talking about, are we talking? This is an easy question. Which one are you talking about?
The waffle. Let's go with the waffle cone.
The waffle cone. The waffle cone is underrated. That in and of itself is a treat. So a lot of times people just go with a cup because they don't want to pay for the cone. But in the cone, you're actually paying for a second dessert. Waffle cone, underrated.
Overrated or underrated? Tyra Banks.
Underrated. Oh, my God. I haven't seen Tyra Banks in a long time. I'm sure she's still a smoke show.
I mean, probably. She's like one of the most famous models ever.
I mean, one of the most famous models ever. Had her own daytime talk show. I don't know if she still does. The Tyra Banks Show. She was on the Nike commercials with Lil Penny. Penny! That was Tyra Banks, fool! Chris Rock voicing Lil Penny, which you probably don't remember. You don't remember Lil Penny,
That was a pretty good Chris Rock, though.
You don't remember Lil Penny?
No.
No.
Lil Penny.
Paul, are you old enough to remember Lil Penny?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when they're in the car?
Vaguely, but yeah.
Penny's driving. Look. Can you pull it up or do I have to pull it up?
I can find it.
Okay. Just Lil Penny Tyra Banks. Look it up. Find it. Tyra Banks. Underrated. Because they haven't like built her statues all over the world right now. Underrated.
49 years old, Tyra Banks. I thought she was in her 50s.
Do you have a current picture of Tyra Banks?
This one I'm looking at is from 2020. But I mean, Paul would have to pull up the picture. I can't do that over here. Overrated or underrated?
Tyra Banks, 50 years old. I mean,
it's good. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's on that show. That's good. Overrated or underrated? Uno, the card game. Not the number one.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Uno. I think I played it a long time ago. The fact that it still exists, I'll go with overrated.
You mean underrated?
No, overrated.
But it still exists. I thought that was like...
overrated.
Oh, okay. Sure. Overrated or underrated? The Savannah Bananas.
Underrated. When you can actually turn baseball into something that mirrors the Globetrotters and have people actually know who you are and want to come to your games for something other than just baseball, you have accomplished an amazing feat. I would assume that over the next 15, 20 years, how long have the Savannah Bananas been a thing?
Well, let's go into Google. Hold on.
I would assume that the Savannah Bananas popularity will only continue to increase in this time when people are looking for experiential things. Savannah Bananas, underrated.
2016.
So they're
they're founded.
They're not even 10 years old.
Yeah.
So give me another decade as their popularity and their awareness continues to grow. Yes, the Savannah Banana is wildly underrated at only 7 years old.
7, yeah.
I mean, yes, wildly underrated.
Overrated or underrated, Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't know who Machine Gun Kelly is.
Oh. Singer.
I mean, I know that. I couldn't tell you a darn thing.
We'll just pass on that one then.
Let's go overrated then.
Okay,
because apparently he's famous and I don't even know what he's saying, so he's got to be overrated.
Yeah. That's overrated or underrated.
All right. I'm not doing it, Muse.
Look, you said it was an underrated job. Sounds like a job anybody would want. I get why he's interested.
I'm not doing it. Or I might do it next hour. Northwestern. It's AFR. Go to break. Hurry. Go to break.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Rouse's. Oh, man. The official supermarket of your New Orleans Saints. Rouses.com or download the Rouse's app. Man, I love telling you about Rouse's. They've always got great deals every week. You can go to the website and get the great weekly specials over at Rouses.com, Rouses.com, or on the Rouse's app. This week, how about a value pack of country-style pork ribs or shoulder steaks for $1.77 a pound? What? 6-pack half liters of Coke products, 3 for just $12. My goodness. And how about some delicious Bluebell ice cream? That's 64-ounce half gallon. $6.77 is the sale price, and with a digital coupon, you get another $1 off for just $5.77. It's all right now at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I'm Chris Nakamoto, and here's what I'm working on for my stories on WBRZ Channel 2 tonight. Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul abruptly resigned from his position this week. The chief says that decision came after careful consideration and was submitted to the mayor last night. He sat down with me in an exclusive interview where he talked about challenges and where he's leaving the department, why he says he's leaving the city in a good position on his way out. I'm Chris Nakamoto from WBRZ. Watch more tonight on WBRZ Channel 2.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, so Tyra Banks was in SI swimsuit in 2019. Incredible. Anyway, here was the, for those that missed it, Paul, or Muso, an underrated, asked about Tyra Banks, who is criminally underrated, one of the most beautiful women ever. But it had her own daytime talk show, and she was in this commercial. So Muse, you can see it. You can watch up there, but I just want you to be able to see it. So Muse doesn't remember the Tyra Banks little penny ad. All right, so Penny Hardaway, when he was with the Magic, superstar, they created it was like a little puppet, it was a little puppet. They called Lil Penny, and Lil Penny was voiced by Chris Rock. Tell Lil Penny from the Science Club says hello. Kevin Garnett. Say hello to my man Kevin Garnett. Anyway, this was Lil Penny when Tyra Banks was in the commercial. Here you go. Hang, Muse. All right, stop it. All right, my audio. Ready? You ready? Okay.
It's a free country. If I want to give interviews, I'll give interviews. You know what your problem is? You're too modest. Hey, I give good quotes, and you can print that on the front page. Anthony Hardaway, best player in basketball, guarantees championship. Guaranteed.
You can't say stuff like that.
Let me just tell you,
right?
I'm an integral part of the Magic organization. Now, Penny is the team leader, but I'm the choreographer for the Magic dancing. Get you a job if you want. Hey, ooh, whoa, Penny, stop the car. That was Tyra Banks, fool.
So good. Anyway. Oh, we're late now. Muse, 2 Tigers in the pros. I went all the way back
Tigers
to
in the pros.
93.
They still bleed purple
95,
and gold. They're just really
95,
rich now.
maybe.
Presented by
95.
Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee
95.
Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
All right, so a question often asked around this time of the year leading into training camp in the National Football League is the most valuable player that's not a quarterback. Well, Pro Football Focus has weighed in, and they have tabbed Justin Jefferson as the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL. That comes off of a season in 2022 where Jets led the NFL in receptions and receiving yards and took home the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year.
Is that good?
It doesn't stink. I'll say that.
Sounds good.
And now we get the encore in 2023 from Jets. NBA Summer League action. Tari Eason did not participate in the Rockets game this time, but Darius Days did.
Yeah, boy.
Darius Days gets the start at one of the forward positions. 16 minutes, shot 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 3 from 3 for a total of 8 points, would grab 3 rebounds and a steal as well. Did rack up 5 personals in that game. They were facing off, the Rockets that is, against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's where we find KJ Williams. KJ Williams with the start for OKC Summer League, the Summer Thunder. 26 minutes, a blistering 8 of 13 from the field, 19 points, 13 rebounds, so a double-double for KJ. Also racked up 5 personal fouls in there. It was the Rockets that got the victory in Summer League action. Kevin Gausman, of course, a member of the American League All-Stars, did not see action in the ball game last night, which is a shame because the American League probably would have won if they pitched the strikeout leader in the league. They didn't, but nonetheless, one more congratulations to Kevin Gausman on his 2nd All-Star selection. That is Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge has gone to get engaged for more than 30 years. Not just Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Shreveport, Lafayette, 9 locations in all. Check them out online at lmfj.com or go see our friends at Lee Michaels. Don't be intimidated. the reason they've been so successful for so many years is the Lee Michaels experience. No matter your budget, you can feel comfortable walking in the door because they're going to help you. And if they don't have what you're looking for, they can customize that perfect piece of jewelry that will thrill her. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. The NFL has picked the Jets to be on Hard Knocks. Probably saw this news, but Adam Schefter reported it. The NFL has now confirmed it, that the Jets, who begin training camp on the 19th, so that's a week from today, on next Wednesday, the Jets, with new starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers, will be featured on Hard Knocks. That was certainly relevant because there were 4 possibilities outside of the Jets. It was the Bears, the Saints, the Commanders, including the Jets, I should say, that qualified for Hard Knocks. So the Jets were last on Hard Knocks back in 2010. Last year was Detroit. I am selfishly disappointed it's not the Saints. I don't know that there's a great correlation between success or failure of your season. The Lions had a really good season. They were on Hard Knocks last year. I just really want the content to see the Saints behind the scenes. All right, hour number 3 after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Love telling you about Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Y'all, when the heat index gets to 110, you know what happens. Your energy bills are going up because your home central AC is working overtime to try to keep your home cool. Well, what if you had energy-efficient windows from Relief Windows? That's an investment into your home that eventually is going to pay you back because it's going to lower your monthly energy bills. Brandon Holly has told us candidly, they've had some customers see their energy bills cut in half when they install these energy-efficient replacement windows. It is worth the conversation. If you want, you can go to the Relief Windows showroom. They're open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. No appointment necessary, but you can make one. There's always an associate there to help you. They're on Airline Highway in Prairieville. You go south, you pass 42, quarter mile on the right. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Again, online at reliefwindows.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Center Kristaps Porzingis signed a new 2-year, $60 million extension with the Celtics, reports ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. He's now under contract for $96 million through the 2025-2026 season. Sources tell ESPN's Diana Rossini Giants running back Saquon Barkley's availability for the season opener will be in serious question if he doesn't reach a long-term deal with the team by Monday's 4 Eastern deadline. The Giants and Barkley remain at a stalemate. It is a difficult contract climate for running backs across the league, with teams declining to commit to some of the NFL's best rushers. ESPN's Louis Riddick.
Front offices are going to lean on history. When has it really played out in the favor of a front office to go ahead and sign a running back to a lucrative second-term contract, long-term contract that maybe stretched them as far as what their cap planning was, and have it turn out in their favor?
Like Barkley with the Giants, running back Josh Jacobs has not signed his tender with the Raiders. Rising American tennis star Christopher Eubanks' joyride at Wimbledon ended in the quarterfinals today. He lost in 5 sets to Daniil Medvedev.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusu. And Mr. Toby Temple. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's a hump day.
Hump day.
Northwestern's got a football opening.
It's hump day.
Former LSU coach is interested in the job.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I hope he gets it.
Hump day.
Nick Saban, I hope he gets the job.
It's hump day.
That's not who it is.
Oh, it's not
Nick
Saban?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
No, it's Ed Ogeron.
Hump day.
I thought it was Les Miles.
It's hump day.
Not him either. It's Ed Ogeron.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'd like to wish Jerry DiNardo of the Big Ten Network good luck at his new post at Northwestern as the head football coach of the Wildcats.
No, it's Ed Ogeron.
Curly
It's hump day.
getting back in it.
No, Ed Ogeron.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
That can't be right.
That's who it is.
Hump day.
MLB draft in the rearview mirror.
It's hump day.
Tigers getting busy in the portal.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Terry Rooney official.
Hump day.
Garth coming to NOLA.
It's hump day.
And we got a lot going on today and a lot still to get to in this final hour. Thanks for being here as we drive you home. All right. Muse keeps prodding me. He's trying to get me to talk about Ed Ogeron wanting the Northwestern job to replace Pat Fitzgerald. I don't know if I'm going to bite, Muse.
I think it's relevant information
You're
to
throwing
the
that
audience.
chum in the water, and I just keep... I'm like sniffing and just...
Anyway,
not interested.
former LSU coach who won a national title looking for his next move.
It's like when a dog...
That's a great
You hold a dog treat
segment
down, and you know the dog's going to go crazy. The dog comes up, they sniff the dog treat. They're like, man, that's a bad dog treat.
Yeah, I mean, it's LSU football. It's relevant.
I'm not interested in that. No, it's Northwestern football. It's not relevant. What is LSU football, however? Our friends over at 24/7 Sports took a stab, and obviously they do a really good job at 24/7, as do On3 and all, Rivals, all the scouting services. They all do a really good job. They took a stab at which true freshmen in 2023 have a chance of really being impact players in their true freshman year. And there was an LSU player on the list, but I think they got the wrong player. The player they mentioned is Zalance Hurd. And I don't mean that in any way to be a knock on Zalance Hurd, who is a monster. Dude has a 7-foot wingspan, a 37-inch arms. He's a monster, and he's got the mean streak. He was a defensive lineman, converted to offensive line, and I think Zalance Hurd is going to be a freak show stud during his time at LSU. The problem is LSU returns its top 6 offensive linemen from a year ago, including both bookend tackles who were freshmen, and you've also brought in Mason Lunsford, a transfer from Maryland, who's got 40 starts in his career. So you've got 7 players ahead of Zalance Hurd. Now, that's not to say Hurd isn't able to come in and win a job. We saw Emory Jones do that. Emory Jones wasn't the game 1 starter at right tackle, but he got some run against Southern, and it was like, okay, by the time you got past that, it was like, yeah, put the kid in there. And had some growing pains. They took their lumps, but Campbell and Jones proved to be a phenomenal starting tackle tandem. So you could look at it and say, Brian Kelly isn't afraid to play a freshman. Clearly, he started 2 freshman tackles a year ago. And the thing that we know about Brian Kelly, we've talked about so much, is Brian Kelly recruits and develops offensive linemen and tight ends. That's the position more than any other that he has pumped into the NFL at an elite level during his coaching career. So I got no problem with it. By the way, here was Brian Kelly on Zalance Hurd back on National Signing Day.
I like Zalance Hurd. I like his personality. He's extremely confident. In recruiting him early on, as we were going through the process, he said, Coach, I'm only going to play left tackle, and that's it. I said, well, we got a true freshman, Will Campbell, playing left tackle right now. He's pretty good. He goes, well, I've seen Will Campbell play. I played with Will Campbell. I'm playing left tackle. And ever since that time, I was like, I like this kid. Just his confidence, and it wasn't cocky, but it was a confidence, and believes in what he's doing and what he can do for this program. And then we put him through the ringer now, and we got eyes on him, and we watched him. We put him through the ringer, and he passed every test for us. So feel great about him being in the program.
I love it. So my only point of disagreeing isn't that I think it's any knock on Zalance Hurd. I think he's going to be magnificent. Why would you disagree with Brian Kelly? Like, he's a guy who knows this position more than any other. So, yeah, of course. But it's just that they've got so much experience and depth there already. It's going to be hard to crack the rotation. So, for me, we may look back in 3 or 4 years at the 2023 class and say Zalance Hurd was the gem of that class. The guy who had the best college career, went on to be a top 10 draft pick as a franchise left tackle. That may happen. I hope it does for the kid. But I'm just looking at this year as a true freshman, like, who has the opportunity to come in and be an immediate impact guy. So I look at, okay, who are the best players at the biggest position of need or the thinnest position coming in who have a path to the field immediately? Like, it's not offensive line. It's not linebacker. I mean, LSU coaches are thrilled with Whit Weeks. But when you look at linebacker, you brought in Omar Spates, who was all Pac-12 last year. You're moving Harold Perkins inside. You got Greg Penn, who started a bulk of the season for you last year. You got West Weeks, who's now a veteran player for you as well. Whit Weeks is going to be, I think, a very special linebacker. The coaches love him. How's he going to get on the field this year, I think, is a big question. Wide receiver. Shelton Sampson, Jalen Brown, 5-star talents. Yeah, but you got Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas and Kyron Lacey and Chris Hilton, and you brought in Aaron Anderson. It's not to say they can't. It's just going to be harder to get onto the field. So I look at 2 positions, and it's defensive back and it's edge rusher. And I look at 2 players, Javian Toviano and Deshaun Womack. Those are the guys that I think have the biggest opportunity. Brian Kelly Javian Toviano was here in the spring. And he signed as a safety, but in spring, they played him everywhere. They played him at safety. They played him at nickel. They played him at boundary corner. They moved him all over the field because they realize at a position where you're replacing all of your cornerbacks, You're at safety. You lost Joe Fouché to the draft, and yeah, you got Greg Brooks and Major Burns, but Sage Ryan, Matthew Langlois, veteran guys. How really much do you count on them? Like, there's an opportunity in the defensive backfield for JV and Toviano. Here was Brian Kelly coming out of spring about Toviano and his flexibility in that defensive backfield.
He's playing some nickel for us right now and some safety, so he's a guy that has that flexibility. We'll play him a little bit at corner here in the last week, going into the last week, but right now he's the guy that we have singled out as playing a little bit of nickel and safety.
So Toviano is one of the guys, like maybe Greg Brooks ends up playing safety and Toviano ends up being your nickel. Like it may play out that way. So Toviano is one that I would circle and say that kid has a major opportunity as a freshman to get on the field and be an impact guy. The other is Deshaun Womack. And Womack is a 5-star who everybody was talking about. He and Hurd are the two highest rated players in this class. So there's a lot of reason, and maybe that feels like chalk. But I would also say LSU went and attacked the interior defensive line in the portal to add to Mason Smith, Mekhi Wingo, Jacoby and Guillory, and then you go add Lee and Jefferson and Parashand. Like, you've got so many bodies on the interior. Tyjee Hill. The edge is where you have the question mark because your top sack guys of a year ago are gone. Now, Harold Perkins is back, but he's moving to the inside. He's still going to be a pass rusher in spots. But who is the B.J. Ojolari in this defense? Well, he's not there, at least that you know. And you brought in two edge guys. You brought in Ovie Ogofu from Texas, who had been with Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. Well, Ogofu last year had 8.5 tackles for loss and 2.5 sacks. Those numbers aren't going to blow you away. Braden Swinson last year at Oregon had 1.5 tackles for loss and no sacks last year. So in his 3 years at Oregon, Swinson had 5.5 tackles for loss and 3 sacks in 3 years. So you don't really have skins on the wall. You got guys that have played a lot of football but haven't stockpiled numbers as a pass rusher. So there's an opportunity there for Womack. I think that's very obvious. So those are the two spots that I look at to say who are the true freshmen in this class that have the biggest opportunity to make an impact on the 2023 season. And I'm looking at Javian Toviano in the defensive backfield in some spot, and I'm looking at Deshaun Womack to see if he can be the real impact edge rushing presence. I don't want to put the pressure on him to say that Harold Perkins was a year ago, but in obvious pass rushing situations, when you got to get somebody athletic to come off the edge, can he be that guy? If so, then he could be one we're talking about freshman All-America at the end of the year. Those are the two that I'm circling. I'm saying Toviano, Womack. Keep an eye on those two in their two true freshman seasons in 2023. All right, it's after further review. I love telling you about Mold Zero because, Mold Zero is a great company that helps people. And when you're a great company that helps people and you're honest and you do great work at a fair price, you're going to be successful in business. And that's why Jim Woodworth and the gang at Mold Zero have been awesome. Jim has done so much in his career. He's an Air Force veteran who is really a fascinating guy. We talk about all the things he's done. But he was there in New York post 9/11, helping with a lot of the recovery efforts there. Made his way to Louisiana and the Gulf region during the BP oil spill to help with the recovery there. So when you talk about something like mold and water damage and remediation, it's right up his alley, coming in when there's damage to fix it. So Mold Zero. They'll come in with their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. They'll spray. They'll let the fog dwell, kill all the mold, the spores, dozens of other harmful pathogens, including the bacteria that causes odor. So if you got odors in like gym, workout facilities, weight rooms, if you're at a high school, you got a locker room, Mold Zero can help get rid of that odor. Mold-0USA.com. Check them out online. Mold-0USA.com. All right, it's after further review. Glad to have you hanging on with us here, man. It's been a really good show today. Otter Locks coming up in 30 minutes. We'll find out what we're betting on tonight. Jimmy had a great couple of days. He gave you Vlad in the home run derby. Last night he gave you two bets, the under and and the National League. He hit on all 3 over the last 2 days. So if you've been betting with the Otter, he's riding a hot streak. We'll get you Otter Locks in about 30 minutes from right now. Stick around here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, and where at Clegg's all of their flowers and their plants and their trees and their shrubs and all the things that you find in their amazing, spacious, full greenhouses were grown here in Louisiana. So they're acclimated. It's a big part of why their flowers and plants last longer and thrive more, because they're acclimated to South Louisiana. Clegg's Nursery, Siga near Airline, LA 16 in Denham. Y'all know there's not another garden center within a 5-mile radius of that one in Denham. So if you live in Denham, you're familiar with Livingston Parish, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mid-City on Donmore, turn off of Florida onto Donmore, right there on the right. And then the garden center on Greenwell Springs, as you're leaving Central on Greenwell Springs, like you pass the sign that's like, thank you for visiting Central. Like immediately on your right past that sign is where Clegg's is there. You know where it is. Buy local, shop local. Clegg's has been servicing our community for more than 60 years. And be sure to ask about the Aeon mosquito barrier when you go visit our friends at Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Water.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after... After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I just got to get through one more segment, Muse. One more segment, so then we can do Pluckers Trivia, Otter Locks, and I can get on over to Scone and T.
Yeah. That's true.
And not have to do the thing that you're just...
Well, no, but see, it's, again, it's relevant, and it needs to be discussed for the audience's benefit.
What needs to be discussed?
Ed Ogeron, a former national championship winning head coach at LSU for football, has interest in the vacant Northwestern job. I mean, it doesn't have to be much, but it deserves mentioning.
The man did win a national championship.
He did.
And so did Larry Coker.
He also did.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, we've already kind of gone through everything on the show rundown today, so you kind of got to do it.
No, I could talk about the baseball roster. You're going to make me do it. Northwestern. Evanston, Illinois. A 172 years of not just academic excellence, of academic superiority. In Evanston, Illinois, their research and innovations have truly been world-changing. Did you know that in 2013, Northwestern researchers disclosed 247 inventions, filed 270 patent applications, received 81 foreign and U.S. patents, started 12 companies, generated $79.8 million in licensing revenue? That was just in 2013. Northwestern has such a long and distinguished list of notable alumni and faculty members. Harold Washington was the first black mayor of Chicago, Northwestern alum. U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens. Robert Todd Lincoln, the U.S. Secretary of War, graduated back in 1866. Saul Bellow, a Nobel Prize-winning novelist. Stephen Colbert, Northwestern alum. How about that? Charlie Baker, the 72nd governor of Massachusetts. Arthur Goldberg, Supreme Court Justice. I could go on and on. Charlton Heston, Warren Beatty, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. All Northwestern alums. Seth Meyers. Pharrell. Did you know Pharrell was a Northwestern alum? Did you know that? Yeah, that Pharrell. Pharrell Williams.
I did not know that.
David Schwimmer. Friends, Northwestern alum. Jerry Springer. Jerry! That actually may be fitting for what we're talking about here. Our dear friend Jeffrey Marks. Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, New York Times best-selling author Jeffrey Marks. Northwestern alum. Leah Vann of The Advocate. Grad school at Northwestern. And I couldn't think of a better representative for those 8,816 undergraduates, the thousands of Northwestern alumni that have graced the halls over 172 years to lead that football program out of scandal than Ed Ogeron. A man who left LSU amid dramatic scandal. A man who allowed pictures to be taken of him in bed with women and posted on the internet. A man who threatened to beat up college students somewhere around the beach. Speaking of beaches, a man who would jog shirtless on the beach. You want to know why? Because he's one of us. He is. A man who went to LSU and dropped out. But went to Northwestern State. I don't know if he got his degree. I really don't. I've never asked if he did. Neither here nor there. The point is, at Northwestern, sometimes life's about bridging the gap. Tremendous history there of academic excellence at Northwestern. Prioritizing what you might think is the right thing, but really the right thing in our world today is reaching out, extending a hand to someone different than you, and saying, in this world, there may be a lot different. We may have Nobel Prize winners and Pulitzer Prize winners and scholars and authors. We may have an endowment of $16.1 billion. We could literally build a campus out of solid gold and still have money left over. And you may not be any of those things. But what is this world if we are not loving one another as brethren and sister-ren? And so Northwestern should extend their hand to Ed Ogeron and say, you are a national championship winning coach. You, sir, you are the answer that we need today. Amid this scandal, this hazing scandal, you are our answer to bring us through these trying times and to lead us to victory on the field and in the classroom. Okay, maybe not in the classroom. But the right man at the right time. Do it, Northwestern. Give Coach O that chance he deserves to get back on the horse and lead the Wildcats to victory. Is that a snort? Did you play an Ed Ogeron snort? Is that what you just did? Why would you do that? I was having such a good moment here. Eddie O for Northwestern head coach, 2023. Let's make it happen. Okay. You see, Mushu thought I was going to yell and scream and rant, didn't you? Nope. Fully endorsing it.
Thought it was very well done.
Fully endorsing it. That's what I'm doing here. Fully endorsing this decision by Northwestern. Make it happen. Do you just have a snort on a button bar over there?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Someone's going to have to walk me to my car today. I'm going to have to get a police escort.
Yeah, probably.
I hate you for that, by the way. I just want you to know I hate you for that. Do you have anything to say? It's a radio show.
No. Yeah, thought it punctuated the segment. I'm sorry.
Talking about the segment as a whole.
Oh, well, yeah, no, man, dude, look, it's a good opportunity. If he wants to get back into coaching, sure, why not, man? Guy coached the greatest football team of all time. Greatest college football team of all time, I should say.
I mean, could you think of a worse? Like, are there two more opposite things than day and night?
No.
Like, white and black? Sweet and sour.
No.
Although those sometimes go well together. Sweet
That's
and sour.
true. Salty and sweet. That's another one that goes actually good together.
Maybe this is perfect then.
Could be.
I cannot think of a more diametrically opposed marriage than Northwestern and Ed Ogeron. Not one.
Nothing's coming to mind.
Which is why I would love to see it happen.
Of course.
What theater? I don't. Doesn't affect me at all. I just like to sit back and watch the fireworks show. That'd be really good. Okay. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Michelli.com. Awesome people in business for 76 years. Michelli Weighing and Measurement. If you weigh or measure something, they sell, service, rent the products you use to weigh and measure. ISO 17025 accreditation is available. You can find them online, a list of all their services that they offer. If you need equipment calibrated, they can do it for you. Their mobile calibration lab, they can come to you. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Going to be flying on Sunday up to Nashville for SEC Football Media Days. Going to put my luggage on that scale before I check the bag. There's going to be a sticker right there that says Michelli because they're our nation's largest distributor of scales. They're right here in Louisiana, but they've got offices all over the country in 11 different states. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Michelli.com. Okay, it's after further review. Let us knock out a quick break. We got Otter Locks in 15 minutes from right now. When we come back, we'll do some Pluckers trivia. We do that every Wednesday here in Hour 3 of AFR. Pluckers, of course, our title sponsor, so we take a look at what tonight's category is. We lob some questions over at Muse, and we watch him crash and burn like, well, Ed Ogeron would do if he were the head coach at Northwestern. That is a very unfortunate job, whoever gets it. We said earlier that I believe it's an underrated gig because it's a great paying job. You're in Chicago. You're Evanston, a suburb of Chicago, and the leadership at that university and in the athletic department understand they are never going to win a national championship. So you're not trying to win a national championship there. You're just trying to win and produce great students and student athletes in their academic cocoon there at Northwestern. So I do believe that is a great job because it's not a place where if you go 6-6 for 3 straight years, they're going to run you out. You have time to build what you want to build. But in a very sincere way, talking about the football side of it, I think we all understand that would be an absolutely horrendous decision to hire Ed Ogeron at Northwestern. Ed Ogeron, if he wanted to get back into coaching, would be an incredible recruiting coordinator, defensive line coach, where literally anywhere in the country, he could be phenomenal at that because that's what he does exceptionally well. What he's proven, though, is he can't be a head coach. So anybody that would hire him, again, to be a head coach, it's just silly. So good luck to him. I mean, if that's where he goes. Let's be real. He's not getting the Northwestern job. But if he gets back into coaching, sincerely, good luck to him. All right, it's after further. I only did that because Muse made me. It's after further review. We'll do Pluckers trivia next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Renaissance Hotel right there on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge. If you're thinking about hosting an event, I want you to don't just think about the Renaissance Hotel. Call the Renaissance Hotel today. Call the Renaissance Hotel. Ask for Allison Crump. She handles all of the different events over at the Renaissance. And man, what a place, regardless of the size of event. You would be floored if you're having a corporate board meeting and you have a dozen or 24 people. Their elegant corporate boardrooms are an amazing place with all the amenities you would need, all the technology and TVs, whatever you might need. If you're having an event for as many as 500 people, maybe it's a wedding reception or a giant fundraiser, the Renaissance Hotel has 7,000 square foot grand ballroom that they can utilize for your event. It's at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge.
Here at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get $1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it.
Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Rev Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore and down the bayou to the coast, all to connect your business with the world. Rev is about big business technology with small business personal service, powerful solutions, unmatched local service. Rev Business.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Muse, you got a real shot at Pluckers trivia today. Really sincerely, you got a shot at all three.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really. And 2 weeks from tonight is 90s trivia, so that's going to be right in my wheelhouse for that. Looking forward to that a couple weeks now. Real quick, if you missed it earlier in the show today, I spent a good amount of time kind of looking at the LSU baseball roster after the draft and going through all of the scenarios involving the players that were drafted and the commitments that were drafted. One of them, who we were watching very closely, was Cameron Johnson. Lefty, IMG Academy, 95 mile an hour, up to 98, was thought to be a top half of round one guy, certainly a top 50 overall prospect in this draft. His number was $3 million, and he stayed firm on that number and didn't get it. He got drafted in round 20 by St. Louis. Well, just minutes ago, Cameron Johnson tweeted 3 tiger emojis with the ellipsis, the ... So that maybe is significant. I would assume it is. The thing that I told you earlier is Cameron Johnson stayed very firm to his number. Some of the conversations I had last night, he was adamant. He was not coming off his number because he knows his worth, and he plans on getting what he is worth. So I fully anticipate Cameron Johnson is coming to school because he's certainly not going to get $3 million from the St. Louis Cardinals. They just do not have the draft pool money available to pay him that number. So maybe it's one of those things where, and this happens a lot, team drafts a guy knowing that they're not going to sign him, but they can go back to him when he's draft eligible again in 2 years or 3 years in whatever case and say, hey, remember we drafted you out of high school, and maybe that's a little bit of a kudo to to broker some kind of a deal. But Cameron Johnson, I would fully expect, is coming to LSU. It at this point would be a colossal upset if St. Louis found the money to pay him. Like a more likely scenario than him signing with St. Louis would be him going JUCO for a year and then back into the draft, which I don't see that happening either. So Cameron Johnson looks like he will be an LSU Tiger. All right, it's after further review. We'll get to Pluckers trivia in a second. Let me remind you about the Williamson Eye Center. Call 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Remember, eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. Want to have your annual eye exam? Williamson Eye Center. If you wear contacts or glasses and you want to update that prescription, get your new contacts or glasses, Williamson Eye Center. If you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever like I did, like Paulie's about to do what I did, do what Paulie did. Call the Williamson Eye Center. Go for that consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoneye.com. All right, Muse, hit it. Here we go. Time for a little Pluckers trivia. Pluckers every single Wednesday. You know the drill. 7:30 Bluebonnet, 8 o'clock Nicholson, 5 rounds, live action trivia, test your knowledge, win Pluckers gift cards, spin the prize wheel, win great prizes from different places all over Baton Rouge and Louisiana. Amazon gift cards, I got it for you. All right, we give you a little taste, a little appetizer here, and lob some questions at Muse. All right, Muse, this is a layup. And when I say a layup, this is an uncontested right-handed layup for Kevin Durant.
Okay.
In which college sport is the Jimmy V Classic contested each year?
Men's college basketball.
That is correct. Just basketball would have been fine, but yes. Like I said, a right-handed layup for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that was
uncontested.
That was really easy.
Okay, number 2. This you should get.
Okay.
I feel like you should get this one.
Oh, boy. Let's see.
What Will Ferrell movie had the tagline, Score?
Score? That was it? Just score?
I feel like if you knew it, you'd have gotten it right away.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Kicking and Screaming.
No, I'm sorry. That's not it. It's Night at the Roxbury. You got to go back. Of course, Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell, the SNL skit that they made into the movie. An obscure one, not a great one, obviously, but
I have seen it, but not many times.
You would have had to have known. Just if you knew, you would have just known right away. That's not one I think you would have pulled. I thought you might have gone with was the Jackie Moon movie?
Semi-Pro.
Semi-Pro. I thought maybe that's where you were going.
I love that. That's a great one.
Okay, last one, Muse. All right, let's see.
All right.
Which kids programming block TV channel did Bobby's World air on from 1990 to 1998? Which kids programming block TV channel? So we're looking for the TV channel.
Yeah.
Did Bobby's World air on from 1990 to 1998?
Nickelodeon.
It was Fox.
And Bobby's World just sounds like a Nickelodeon show, too. Can't say I've ever seen Bobby's World.
You know, like how when you do the halftime contest of basketball and you got to make the 3 shots or whatever, it's like there's the layup, there's the free throw, there's the 3-pointer, then use like a half-court shot as well. Like, you made the layup.
I did.
And then you bricked, and then you airballed.
Well, I don't know if I brick. I mean, did I really brick Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah, you weren't even close.
Okay. I mean, brick. That seems a little. The air ball on Bobby's World, sure.
I mean, on Night at the Roxbury, it didn't rattle in and go out.
Well, okay.
You bricked it. You hit the rim.
Yeah.
You picked a movie with Will Ferrell. You hit the rim.
Well, brick normally more like the back rim, right?
Yeah, back rim.
Yeah.
Long rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, boom.
Yeah, right,
long
yeah,
rebound. Yeah, brick. It was a brick.
Like that is when the guard grabbed that one.
All right. Better luck next time, Bruce. Tell the folks about SEC Media Days coverage.
Sure. It's brought to you by Hudco Roofing, and it gets underway on Monday. That's this coming Monday, July the 17th. And it will run all the way through Thursday, July the 20th. Of course, after further review and off the bench, coverage brought to you by Hudco Roofing and locally by Rev Business.
Looking forward to being in Nashville. T-Bob, Hester, and I. Wheels up on Sunday to Nashville. Coverage starts on Monday. LSU does take their turn at the podium Monday morning. So we'll get things started off with the Tigers on Monday and excited to get into SEC Media Days. It is Big 12 Media Days going on right now. And then, of course, Pac-12 and Big 10 all follow. So talking season is upon us, which means I think it'll be long before they're putting on helmets and shoulder pads and hitting and teeing it up and kicking it off. All right, it's after further review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Final break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up with Otter Locks next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, and Bluebonnet Dine-In, Carry-Out, or Delivery with 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV, and tonight and every Wednesday, trivia. You know. Get by either location, 7:30 Bluebonnet, 8 o'clock Nicholson. 5 rounds. Live action trivia. Every team, even if you stink, even if you're like Musso and you're bricking three-point attempts or free throw attempts, air ball and threes, respective to the trivia questions, you still get to spin the prize wheel. You can win Pluckers gift cards, Amazon gift cards, or other great prizes. That's at Pluckers every Wednesday. So it's a Wednesday in July. There's no sports tonight, right? Tonight the night where there's no live sports, unless if you got the Summer League going on right now. Tonight's the night. Get them by Pluckers. Test your knowledge, have some fun, eat some wings, drink some beer, get your team together, and enjoy Pluckers trivia. Remember, at Pluckers, if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Pluckers Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Pluckers Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Pluckers. One thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, presented by Lofton Staffing Services. At Lofton, we put people to work. Call us today at 924-0200 or go to lofton.jobs.
So we turn to the one and only, the incomparable and often incomprehensible, the Ott Father himself. Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Matthew. How about you?
Well, considering we hit last night with the under 7.5, and with the NL breaking a 9-year losing streak, a 2-0 night, and considering I went heavy on both plays, I am doing really good today, Otter. Really good.
Pretty good week for not having any games. So this is supposed to be the week where the degenerates take off the entire week and have a bit of a sabbatical, but, we digress. Home run derby, bang, bang, a couple of pop last night. Let's go.
Giving you your bouquets. So what do you have for me tonight, Otter?
Okay.
All right.
So we don't have a whole lot tonight, but we do have this little team out of Las Vegas. You ever heard of the Las Vegas Aces, Matthew?
Are we really going WNBA?
Are we going women, period, parlay, okay? Buckle up, little fella. Don't
My goodness gracious.
Bunker.
This will be the first time I have ever bet a WNBA game. Ever.
Well, you're not just betting it, a single bet. We're betting a money line, okay? Okay, they just can't be beat, okay? And we're going to tie it in with Arena Sabalenka to win the women's Wimbledon finals. I mean, she is just crushes the ball. How about this? She would be in the top 5 on the strongest men's forehand, okay? Her average rally is less than 2 shots a point. It's over. Serve, 1 shot, boom, it's over. They cancel it. Poor Jabbar. She's going to try and go with her tomorrow. We're playing plus money to win Wimbledon and
Arena Sabalenka?
Sabalenka, yes.
Okay.
Yes, Sabalenka.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at plus 157.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm in.
Well, I'm in.
I'm
working. I could be on the beach with my shovel in my bucket, okay? But I'm working.
Hanny did decide to jump in on Twitter earlier about Chase Burns, the Tennessee transfer, and try to go back and forth with me a little bit on that. So he's working a little bit, I guess.
Oh, what's he doing? Where's that guy can throw, man? Where's he going?
Well, we don't know yet. But the point that I made, Otter, is I think a lot of LSU fans are enamored with the idea of Chase Burns because they're familiar with him. He throws 102, and he was at Tennessee, but he also got demoted from the rotation, had an ERA of 6 this last year, and it was worse when he was in the starting rotation. So, great arm talent. But the point I'm making is LSU fans have taken their eye off the ball, and Jay Johnson hasn't. The Braden Montgomery, the Stanford two-way guy that just entered the portal, he is the crown jewel of this class, Otter. He's 98 from the mound. He's a switch hitter with power. Like,
I think Chase Burns struck him out a few times because Burns struck out everybody.
Don't care.
That's Stanford. That's it. Well, keep this in mind. Burns can do things a lot of guys can't. So,
I'm with you. And LSU has tons of arms, and they're going to get even more. Go get them both. Go get them both.
LSU baseball can have their pick of the litter. Yes, they're going to be fine. LSU baseball is going to be just fine.
I'm totally fine if Chase Burns goes to Wake Forest. Great, don't care.
Look, get Jay Johnson on the shelf for a second. We're looking more Kim Mulkey mode, okay? Women, aces, we're talking here. We're talking Sabalenka, okay?
Well,
get in the right frame of mind to close out this undefeated week.
I don't even know who blah, blah, blah is.
9 a.m., get your little strawberry.
No shot.
Get your little cream in the morning, 9 a.m.
No shot.
Really good, by the way, the Champagne Bar at Wimbledon.
Okay.
But anyway, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Get your little action to get us halfway there. Semifinals are tomorrow morning.
There's no shot at all that I'm watching the women's Wimbledon semifinals tomorrow. Literally a 0% chance I watch that. The only way my eyes get on that at all is if I happen to walk past a TV in a public place that has it on. It's literally
one day, just like technically, we will get you to broaden your horizon. So, I'll teach you to technically broaden your horizon one day, and also also sports. Embrace it.
1 minute remaining.
Embrace the All-Star break. We're on a roll.
No, I'm with you. But my only point, Otter, is like my plate of things in my life, including things I consume, is very full. I don't have room on my plate for women's Wimbledon on Thursday morning, and I'm not taking something off my plate.
During the All-Star break, I'm looking for things. I actually watched The Office, like 7 reruns last night. So it's pretty funny stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie.
So good.
pretty tough.
So good. All right, Otter. Where are you tomorrow?
We are at Jolly Pearl. It's
All
the
right.
bar.
Downtown Baton Rouge. All right, Otter, we appreciate you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, be well. So the Otter's giving us a Las Vegas Aces money line play, hooking it up with Slava, the favorite to win Wimbledon. Parlay it. Muse, Paulie, y'all have a great night. I'm getting out of here. T-Bob and I will be over at Oliver Twist. We'll see you for Scone and Tea. Have a great night.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. That's theantiagingclinics.com. For our friends over at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, remember, hormone replacement therapy, always, always, always a fantastic option that I recommend to literally anybody if you want to feel like your younger self. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT. Also, as we move throughout the summer months, great deals this month on Vaser Lipo, performed by Dr. Todd Howell, who is a national award-winning cosmetic surgeon right here in Baton Rouge and also at the clinic in Lafayette. Learn more at theantiagingclinics.com. Great deals on lip filler, wrinkle relaxant, and laser packages all this month at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special. Grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call